Coming up,
This is good for everyone. It's a good mental exercise. It challenges your ability to observe what you're doing physically, mentally.
join us as we throw down at the pottery wheel with a local museum making learning art more accessible. Then join us in a place you probably spend a lot of time already, the supermarket. I'll share some items I look out for to save time while eating healthy. Have you cut out dairy? Are you thinking about adding it back into your diet? We'll share the possible benefits and drawbacks of dietary dairy. All that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Do you recognize where we are? This is, of course, Publix. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and I thought it would be fun to spend some time inside of Publix today to talk about something we do all of the time, and that's shop for the food that we eat. When you're trying to live a healthy lifestyle, it's very important what goes in your body. And sometimes I think that people just walk right past some of the areas that I frequent in Publix to be able to get what I need on a regular basis to stay healthy and to stay on the go, but also make my life a little bit easier. But thankfully, Publix does a great job of doing that by having a lot of things prepared for you that you can save time on while still staying healthier. So we're going to explore today here in Publix, and then later on we're going to meet with Lindsay, who will help us with what's new at Publix and what to look out for that you might miss and I might have missed already. So stay with us on this week's episode of SoFlo Health, but first, watch this. We're back at the Coral Springs Museum of Art. I'm joined by Daniel. He's a ceramicist, and we're going to throw some clay, correct?
Yep, we're going to make a bowl, hopefully, out of this clay that we got in front of us.
I know yours will end up whatever you want it to be. We'll see what happens over here.
We'll find out.
Let's do it.
All right, so go ahead and bring that speed up a little bit. All right, it's a good starting point. So now we want to think about this almost like a karate chop. We're going to be hitting it with the bridge of our palm, right about there.
Okay.
And we're going to be pushing the clay away from us as we do this. So the way I usually describe the position is if you grab your wrist, just below your watch there, and then slide your hand in. So you've got that part touching the clay, but these fingers wrapped over the top. All right. Keep your elbows down like you got them. Yeah, keep that speed up. So this is the position. And what we're going to be doing is pushing the clay away from us with this hand. We're going to apply pressure there. So lean into that. When the clay is spinning, there's only two things that can move, you or the clay. And if you just lock yourself in place, the clay will conform to you. So you see here, this is smooth going all the way down because I'm able to bend my hand to get like that. So it's not going to be the same flexibility for everybody.
Sure.
But try your best to get as low as you can. So if this is off-centered, be coming in, So you have to contort a little bit to find out what's comfortable for your body and how you can position your wrist. So at this point, it is technically...
I have much more of a lip than you do.
Yeah, well, all that we've got an opportunity to fix that later. But technically, what we have right now is a bowl, right? You could put something in that. It doesn't make a lot of sense because it weighs like 5 pounds and it holds like
a sip.
2 Wheaties in it, right? So what our goal is to go deeper now without going all the way through. So we're going to do a little bit of feeling out with this, and I'll take a look at where you're at. But let's add some water.
With a little water added, I'll work on technique and be right back with Daniel after more SoFlo Health. This is Colbert Museum Magnet Elementary. You're about to meet Miss Neat and some students of this school that I think you'll find pretty impressive. Keep in mind that this is an elementary school, but we're going to see engineering, robotics, and more. But first, let's hear from Miss Neat. I'm now joined by Miss Neat. She is the magnet coordinator here. Miss Neat, thanks for having us in today.
Thank you.
What happens in the magnet programs here?
Basically, our students had to work on a engineering problem unit, and then the output is them showcasing their work in an exhibit-like fashion. So students are able to interact in real-world problem solving. They're able to interact in hands-on ways with their learning, and then there's a product that they have. What we're teaching kids is early college and career readiness. We're opening up their eyes to what the world has in store for them, and we're doing that at the elementary level.
Yeah, Yes, let's start with the robotics program. I
Okay.
walked in there and there's all kinds of little projects. Why is that so important to have access to?
Robotics is extremely important, number one, because it's part of those careers that are at the cutting edge of what's happening right now. So it's important for our students to be able to be current and also to be able to understand how to use their hands, collaborate.
I like the fact that we get to code and work on robots. Like we can code them to move around obstacles, hit obstacles, make music, pretty much almost anything. So this club is really fun and you can really learn stuff out of it.
I think a lot of these students will grow up to then look back at this time and talk to other students about their experience in elementary school, and they're gonna be like, wait, you had robots in elementary school? You were doing what? I was doing arts and crafts. I was cutting paper. You know?
I 100% agree. And ideally, we want it to be the foundation for them moving on, going to middle school, going to high school, eventually college, and as I mentioned before, careers in STEM.
And then when it comes to engineering, why is that something that's important to you here?
So again, something that involves problem solving. That's what we're doing. Day to day, when we wake up, we're always looking to solve a problem. Why not start it, as I mentioned earlier, at the elementary level?
I like about the class I get to work in groups, I get to work with people. We get to use our brains, we get to work with our team about this. Everybody has different ideas, which that is amazing.
This was a good project because I liked how we had to get the cardboard, measure the side, use Sharpie to outline this, and then cut it.
For parents that are watching that maybe don't know what a magnet program is, what is a magnet program?
So essentially, a magnet program is a publicly funded program that offers theme-based learning. So if your child is interested in pretty much anything, it runs the gamut, there's a magnet program for them in Broward County Public Schools. So theme-based learning that focuses on what kids are interested in.
And those are the kind of things that we want students to be more excited about.
Exactly.
The bell's ringing. I think that's a wrap on us, and just here in a minute.
Thank you so much for coming to Colbert Museum Magnet.
Of course. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we get out of here?
Well, what I think you should know about Colbert Museum Magnet is that we are a 2025 Top Magnet School of Excellence. And for any parent that's looking for a robust, hands-on, engaging, STEAM-based learning opportunity, definitely look into Colbert Museum Magnet.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Don't have a cow? We'll be right back with the pros and cons of dairy in your diet after the break on SoFlo Health. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we've been spending this episode in Publix. I've just been giving you general tips of what I do when I come to Publix because that's where I get most of my produce. And one way I make the most of my purchases and the most of my health is actually stopping by the frozen fruit section, particularly the berries. I love grabbing the organic, either mixed berries, the blueberries, raspberries are my favorite, and I usually throw them in a smoothie for breakfast in the morning just because it's simple, it's easy, and what I love about berries is it gives you that sweet or tart flavor that you might be looking for without too much sugar. They taste a lot sweeter than the amount of actual carbs that are in them, and there's a lot of dietary fiber, which makes it so that your net carbs are actually a lot lower, and we've talked about how that can be beneficial for a lot of people on previous episodes of SoFlo Health. So definitely next time, if you haven't tried frozen berries, you can either blend them in a smoothie, or sometimes if I'm in the mood, I'll take some out, put them in a little bowl, let them thaw, and just snack on them when I didn't have some fresh berries available to me. So give it a try next time you're in Publix, and keep watching SoFlo Health. Depending on who you ask, dairy consumption is either the best thing in the world or absolutely catastrophic for your health. If you ask me, I say, like anything else, it has its possible upsides and possible downsides. So let's begin with the possible positives. That's a lot of P's. Dairy has a rich nutrient profile that provides essential nutrients like calcium, vitamin D, high-quality protein, B vitamins, and support bone health, muscle repair, and energy. There's also fermented dairy products like yogurt or kefir that help promote microbiome diversity, which support gut health and immune function. And that's good. Remember the calcium and vitamin D that I mentioned are found in dairy earlier? Well, they help support bone health. They can help you prevent things like osteoporosis or even fractures. It's especially important for children, adolescents, and the elderly. In fact, consuming dairy during a growth spurt can help build strong bones. The protein and fat content found in dairy products can help you with satiety, which is the feeling of fullness. So if you're looking to lose weight, this can help you feel fuller faster. And during those weight loss efforts, the protein content such as whey found in dairy can help prevent your muscles from being eaten up first. Full-fat dairy, especially from grass-fed sources, contains conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, and omega-3s, which may reduce inflammation and support cardiovascular health. So maybe rethink that skimmed milk the next time you go reach for a carton, grab the full fat. Your taste buds will thank you as well. Okay, now for the possible downsides, or at least areas of concern for some. The most obvious drawback is lactose intolerance, which does affect somewhere between 65 and 70% of people globally, and that can lead to gut discomfort, bloating, and diarrhea, which is not great for overall health and makes you unpopular at parties. For some, sheep and goat milk are a better option. On the topic of sheep and goat milk, a lot of people choose to consume them because they're higher in A2 casein protein and not A1 casein protein, which is an irritant for many people. The food allergies don't end at lactose intolerance when it comes to dairy. There's also people that have a hard time with casein protein, and that's why there are A2 milks available. For those that do have an issue with dairy outside of lactose intolerance, it can lead to skin rashes, inflammation issues, and other sensitivities that would respond with the immune system. It's particularly prevalent in adolescents and can be life-threatening in some cases, so it's definitely something to be aware of. This part is hotly debated, but it's worth mentioning. Full-fat dairy saturated fat may increase LDL cholesterol, though recent studies question its direct link to heart disease. Excessive consumption can also contribute to weight gain. High-calorie dairy products like cheese can lead to overeating, posing risks to heart health if not balanced. The last concern with dairy that we'll mention here today are sourcing issues. It's worth noting that dairy products come from all over like anything else, so it's important for you to know where your dairy is coming from. Some dairy has added antibiotics, pesticides, and hormones that you might not want in your body that could be gut microbiota disrupting. That being said, some people opt for raw dairy products which have risks of their own. The most important factor here is to know where the product's coming from and making sure it's what you're looking for in your diet. There you have it, 5 possible advantages and 5 possible disadvantages of consuming dairy products. The choice is up to you. As for me, I'm going to go enjoy a nice parfait. Oh, and that parfait's yogurt will be made from organic, grass-fed, locally sourced, primarily A2 casein protein with a nice balance of probiotic strains of lactobacillus and bifidobacterium from a local farm where the farmer's name is Fred. And it's glyphosate free. I'm now joined by Dr. Siklik here at SoFlo Health. Doctor, thanks for spending some time with us today.
My pleasure. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. And tell me, not only how are you doing, but what do you do here?
Well, here at SoFlo Health, we offer a very comprehensive, high-quality primary care services. We treat all sorts of diseases and medical conditions here at the center. We offer full lab services, respiratory therapy, all sorts of physical exams, which include, the annual physicals, employment physicals, immigration physicals, immunizations, and also, with our partners, cardiology right here at the office.
And why is it special to have cardiac care as a part of what happens here?
Well, many, general patients have or discovered to have cardiac conditions, either by their clinical presentation or by we doing an EKG and electrocardiogram here in the office. And we having the partnership with the cardiologist right here on premises is a very important bonus for the patients to be seen immediately by cardiology.
And I understand a lot of patients that you probably see are also looking to lose weight. How does that work?
Yes, we have a very, very important weight loss program here at our center, offering multiple types of treatments and follow for the patients.
And if people would like to find out more about what you're doing here, how can they?
Just please give us a call or visit us online, and you get all the information so you can make an appointment as soon as possible.
Great. Doctor, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Lindsay Willis from Publix gives us a quick snack tour, and we finish up my bowl at Coral Springs Museum of Art when SoFlo Health returns. If you know me, then you probably wouldn't expect to find me in this department of Publix. And if you don't know me, well, hey, welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and yes, I do find myself over here in the bakery, even though I am a health host and a generally healthy person. But what do I get when I'm over here? Well, I'm a human being, and sometimes I need a little treat to myself too. And one of the things I like to grab, or a few of the things I like to grab, are in my hands here. They have these really nice vegan cookies that I buy. I also like a good granola from time to time and throw in parfaits or things that I'm making at home, yogurt on my own. And if I just want something that's feels like it's healthier, then I don't want to know if it is or not. It's this breakfast bread that is absolutely delicious and something that I think is a good addition to a well-balanced diet anyway. The whole thing here on SoFlo Health is we try and make it so that you don't have to be so afraid of everything that you're eating, but know that you can include a little bit of everything in moderation. And speaking of which, we want to have healthy snacks available to us on a regular basis. So I'm actually about to go see Lindsay of Publix, and she's going to show us how you can do that right here. I'm once again joined by Lindsay Willis, and we are about to go nuts.
That's right. That's right. With a whole lot of different options.
Yes. I guess we're also about to go seeds now that I take a little bit more of a look.
And fruit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do we call this area here?
So this is our kind of produce snack area where we have so many different options here, different mixes. We have raw mixes. We have, even if you need a little pick-me-up, we have some dark chocolate espresso bites. Ooh. So it is such a wide range here, from organic fruit juice, and guess what? The peanut butter pretzels, which are a crowd favorite.
Yes.
Everyone loves the peanut butter pretzels.
Yes. Now, we often on SoFlo Health talk about healthy snacking, and sometimes you're going to snack not so healthy, and that's okay. But I like to mix a little bit of both in. I'm a big fan of like these organic walnuts, but also throwing in some dark chocolate covered nuts as well, just for a little extra something. That way you're getting the healthy fats and you're getting a little sweet treat at the same time.
Exactly. And we have something for you. So we actually have some dark chocolate banana chips for you to try.
Very exciting.
And again, these are our limited edition items that are out.
Here we go. Oh, these are delicious. And like we said, they can be a healthy snack. This is also one of the healthier ways to do it. Dark chocolate and banana, I would eat on their own anyway.
Exactly.
But throwing them together and not having to make it myself, that's the part that I'm a big fan of. Lindsay, if people want to keep tabs on what's going on here, how can people find out more?
Yeah, so definitely check out our website, alwayspublix.com, and then also check out your local store when you walk in. Pick up the weekly ad, walk by the produce section, see what new items we have out there, see what's on sale. There's always something new.
Yep, and most importantly, try it. We're back on the wheel with Daniel at Coral Springs Museum of Art, working on what I hope is a bowl. How am I doing, Daniel?
See, that's good. So because yours started out wider than mine, it started to do that. Now mine is a little bit more vertical. So if I wanted to match yours a little bit, what I would end up doing is using one of these tools. These are called ribs, potter's ribs. They're basically like a form that you can hold on the outside to shape.
Right.
So I'm holding mine on the outside while pushing from the inside. And you're just going to bring that in to the side. Yeah. So you can kind of get a sense of what the form's going to look like. Then you take your hand on the inside and you press the clay outwards into that form. Again, not too hard because you don't want it to all collapse. Now, it looks wobbly, right?
Yes.
If we stop spinning it, we don't have that vantage point. It looks a lot better, right?
Yeah.
And unless you have like a possessed table, it shouldn't be spinning on your table. So keep that in mind when you're throwing something. That's not going to be the context, right? It's going to be stable like that. So sure, it's a little bit higher on one side. There's a little thinner areas. That's all from that first step. Everything grows out from there. So that's why you master one of those steps, you move to the next, But look, all the way through. And again, the floor aside, you've got a functional bowl.
It doesn't hold anything, but it is a bowl.
It could even be a hat.
Yeah, exactly. Who is this for? Who should come do this?
People of all ages. I mean, I think this is good for everyone. It's a good mental exercise. It challenges your ability to observe what you're doing physically, mentally. So we have kids from middle school on up to you name it.
Yeah.
Anyone could be good for this.
It definitely requires your full attention.
Yeah.
If you don't give it your full attention, things go off kilter pretty quickly. And what I enjoyed is that It gets you out of, you're not thinking about anything else because you can't. If you are, it's going to be an absolute mess.
You're present.
Yes, you're present, and like I said, it takes a lot more physical engagement. Not necessarily that it was physically difficult, but it takes a lot of awareness of the pressure that you're applying and that it's applying back to you. Right. So I certainly had a great time. This will not turn into anything useful, but I learned and I had a good time thanks to you.
Thank you.
And for people that want to know more about what you do here on a regular basis, what do you teach classes? Can people get involved?
Yes, certainly for something like this, we have any number of classes for all ages, and we have all other materials. We've got everything from drawing to painting to 3D printing. We're developing some programs with that right now to some technological things. So we've got a little bit of everything in addition to all the exhibits, of course.
Exciting. And how can people find out more about those programs?
So coralspringsmuseum.org, or you can reach out to us at any time by giving us a call. But I'd say our website's the #1 place. We're pretty up to date there.
Great. Daniel, thank you so much. I think it's time that I call a repair guy. Did you get your veggies in today, or have you been avoiding that since you were a child? I ask myself that most days. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. We're in Publix, and we're wrapping up our tour through the store right here at somewhere that I spend a lot of my time in Publix, and that's right next to the frozen veggies. Specifically for me, I love the Greenwise Organic. I grab my broccoli, I get some cut green beans every once in a while, but something that's also helpful for adding variety into your veggie diet. I like the Capri blends that they have, and sometimes I'll get like the rice cauliflower if I want something different. Because let's be honest, eating healthy can get boring and routine over time, so it's nice to have something that can switch it up that's not too much work for you. And I like to do that with frozen vegetables because I don't have to worry about using the fresh stuff that I just bought, especially if you have, or somebody like me that has a schedule that changes randomly, and every so often you're like, oh no, I just bought all these fresh veggies, I don't want them to go to waste. Well, I try and have a good balance of getting fresh vegetables, but also having something frozen on hand that I'm not worried about going bad, or that can save me in a pinch. And that's all for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Publix for having us and supporting us year round. If you'd like to watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health, you can do so on SoFloShows.com. You can also follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye, good health, and I should have grabbed a cart.